not by birth. Family, but not by DNA. Dave and Adam.
Hey everybody, welcome to episode 3 of Unrelated at Birth. You're closing out the original trilogy, as they say. This week we bring on YouTubers the WDW Couple to talk their YouTube channel, how they got started making videos, what keeps them going, to continue to make videos, and what their favorite things are to do at Walt Disney World. Then Dave and I talk our plans to cover Halloween Horror Nights for you guys. We talk the petition to move Halloween to the last Saturday in October. And then Dave's daughter Ellie makes, we'll say, quite a few appearances. You'll see. Enjoy, guys.
Unrelated at birth.
I still haven't figured out how to do an intro. I don't know what to say. Sideline warning was a cool, and welcome into, but what do I do, Adam? By the way,
you can, what?
Golden voice, phenomenal brother, Dave Adams, Adam Russell.
You're having an existential host crisis live on the air.
Because there's no easy way to intro
have
this.
Fully polished theme song at our disposal, and it fades into...
Welcome into Unrelated at Birth.
I think you just say, you want me to take a stab at it?
Yeah, let's hear what you say. What would
Hey everybody, welcome into episode 3 of Unrelated at Birth. You've made it through the original trilogy. Now you're here. We're closing it off. The final chapter of the beginning, but not the end. See, I'm not doing any better than you.
You just got all convoluted. You did a kerfuffle. I like how you started. That was a great start. That was a great start.
The funny thing about it is, and people will realize once they listen to 4 and beyond, is this is normal.
This really is.
This is every day on the phone, you know.
I wish that you were not telling the truth, but it kind of is.
Well, the good news is we got great content. Even if the intro's a little rough, we got really cool stuff to talk about this week.
Dude, episode 3. Well, you can't say this week because this is the revenge of the podcast, the end of the trilogy, of the
end of
prequel.
The beginning, but not the end of the show.
Right, the end of the prequel.
Yeah.
I don't. Okay, we're not just going to have 9 episodes, but we had to, for this first little oomph, we had to throw a little Star Wars gag in there. We got the Phantom podcast, the Attack of the podcast, and now the Revenge of the podcast.
And the sad part about it is that episode 4 and episode 7, A New Hope, could have been a new podcast, and the podcast Awakens instead of the Force Awakens. Those would have made great first titles, but you got to go with one. Because episode 1, there needs to be a timeline in this universe where the words episode 1 mean quality entertainment and not complete garbage.
And we've just lost the I Am Geek crowd, and we've just lost the Free on Your Birthday crowd.
No, they're listening on because they want to see how far down the rabbit hole we go with that. But here's the good news. It ends right there because we have good content to cover.
Or does it?
There's no way to know. This is a veritable potpourri, this podcast is.
Oh, potpourri? What smell of potpourri? What flavor of potpourri?
Oh, my gosh. Probably like a Christmassy kind of scent. Feels like home. Warm and inviting.
'Cause Mama, I'm coming home. Okay. I'm all jacked up on ice cream tonight.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so we're here for a podcast. Let's
we are.
Right.
So tell them. I handle the intro with the utmost professionalism. Now I hand it over to you. Sort of. And that's tongue-in-cheek, right? I hand it over to you. What's our first thing we're going to do, Dave?
So the first thing we're going to do, we had a cool interview with the WDW Couple. Look at that. I said it right the first time.
You did. That's impressive.
I got tongue-tied even while I was introducing them. If you're not familiar with them, they are a YouTube channel, husband and wife from Pennsylvania, Penn State fans. We can't get away from them, unfortunately. But just honestly, the most humble people I have ever met, not ever met, but most humble people I've had the pleasure of interviewing, I'd say.
It's always a pleasure to talk to somebody that loves what they do.
Yeah, and they're doing it as a hobby, and they're doing what they love, and it shows in their video skills, their commentary skills, that just the content they put out there. If you haven't checked them out, listen to this episode, and then go and subscribe to them on YouTube and follow them on Twitter, find them on Facebook. They've got a group, all that fun stuff. But we're about to play that interview. We sat down with them for what, Adam? Almost 40 minutes.
Almost, yeah.
And they're both full, like they both work 12-hour jobs. And so the fact that they were able to sit down with us and talk for just a short amount of time was amazing.
Yeah. Well, it felt like 10 or 15. I mean,
it really did. Yeah. I mean, it was fun. But anyway, we're about to play that interview here. Listen to our cool little fiddle interlude, and then we will play that interview and come and talk to you on the other side. See y'all in just a minute. And like I said earlier, we've got the WDW Couple. That's a mouthful to say. Taylor and Josh Rippey. Guys, thank you for coming on. It's actually a pleasure to have you guys on, because I know that my family loves watching your videos when you post them.
Well, thank you for having us. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it.
Well, so let's get into. Go ahead, before we just go into your questions. Tell us about yourselves. Tell us what made you get into YouTube and everything.
So it's funny because we always like look at each other and think of who should really talk about it. But I guess at some point I had made a decision and said, "Hey, I think we can do this on YouTube." And so I just went and ordered a camera. It was we laugh about it now, but it was a Sony Handycam, like a little video camcorder. And that's what we used to start with. We originally wanted to start a podcast with our own website, but for some reason we thought doing video would be easier than a podcast.
Except it's not.
Clearly.
Well, I'll say, before we got on here recording, I was telling you guys I am very impressed with the style of video you do. Yeah. My background is broadcasting. I learned how to go and be a photog in college, so I took classes. And y'all were saying that neither of y'all have a photog background?
Yeah.
No.
Nope. Mine is in environmental science, and Taylor's is in nursing.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yep.
I was going to ask that same question because I'm trying to make a YouTube video with my kids, and I don't have anything near some of the production values you guys throw in there with like the establishing shots and the music in the background. With me, it's just like, okay, kids, walk away from me and I'll film you,
Yeah.
So it's fun to watch.
So what was the learning skill? I mean, I've watched a couple. I mean, I started watching you guys about a year ago, and I've seen a lot of growth in your channel from a year. But, what was the learning scale for you guys?
Well, when we first started, we were only doing videos like once a month maybe, and like we just kind of were throwing something together, like kind of what we would watch other people do. And then we started watching like Casey Neistat and Peter McKinnon and a couple other people, and we kind of liked their style of videos. So then we kind of went off of like what they did, but then developed like our own style of what we like to watch and what we want to see, and that's what we turned our own videos into.
Yeah, I think the other thing about it too is, there's probably like your traditional vlogging style, which is basically somebody has like a Canon and they're talking behind it, and then they flip it around and they're talking. And for me, I just could never watch that style because I have like a teeny tiny short expansion or like attention span,
like a fly.
And yeah, seriously, for me, I really enjoyed watching videos that were dynamic and changing and colorful and were more like a commercial or a trailer for a movie. And so I think that from taking off of other larger YouTubers, that's kind of where we started developing our own style. So
that's cool. I will say I am there's a point to this question I'm about to ask, and you'll get it at the end. I just got into running about a year ago, and the first thing that brought me to your channel was when you both did the inaugural Dark Side.
Oh yeah.
And you forced Taylor to run the half.
Oh, I did.
And you did, but I from there I just started following you guys because of just how it went, and I love y'all's relationship and the way y'all bring the comedy into it, and how Taylor sometimes puts Josh in his place and and goes from there. Now you get into your channel a lot more, and we know that you're not from Orlando. So what brought you to Orlando?
I mean, like, Disney kind of brought us here, like this area. We always wanted to move south. We talked about Charleston because we went there on vacation, and Josh was had been there multiple times before, and then
He used to live there.
Yeah, and he used to live there. And then Josh really liked Disney World when I took him there, so we were just kind of like, maybe we'll eventually move to Disney World area. And both of our jobs made it able for us to come here, because like Josh was basically working 2 to 4 hours away from home all the time, and then as a nurse I can pretty much work anywhere, so we just picked up and moved. We talked about it in a recent video, actually.
Yeah, it was pretty much
that,
just our jobs.
Yeah.
Like, we enjoy what we do, but the position in which the jobs existed was just not very fun, I guess.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And y'all are from Pennsylvania, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
Central PA.
Okay.
Go Penn State.
Yeah, well, the joke I was about to make. So, you're episode 3. The second episode that we recorded is a good friend of ours that comes on the show a lot. He works for FCS Sports, or FCS down there.
Okay.
And he is a Penn State grad. So,
Oh, awesome.
episode 3, we've had 3 Penn State people on our show already, and we're SEC all the way.
That's good. You guys are off to a good start.
Apparently, you have to have a Big Ten background to be a guest on our show. I don't know.
Better Penn State than Ohio State, though.
Oh,
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, I would agree.
Did y'all go to Penn State, or just fans? Or
No, just growing up in the area. So
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, my
Okay,
stepdad
okay.
and my aunt went there, though.
yeah.
cool. That's awesome, Adam. I just brought you on and turned you onto their channel. What do you think about, and what do you want to talk to them about?
Oh, I enjoy it. It's one of those things. There's the channels we tend to gravitate to. You said it, is channels where there's a enthusiasm and like a real energy. There's channels out there where folks are crazy to be crazy. Then there's folks who are really excited about what they're talking about, and you guys definitely bring that. I think I live down here. I work for Disney, but I don't get a chance to eat on property as much as I should. So the dining reviews, I think, are my favorite, especially for some of the newer things, because I don't experience that as much as people who travel down here do. So what's been your best dining experience on property?
Oh man, on the spot.
Right out there.
I was waiting for
I
you
knew that
to
was
say
coming.
Chef Art Smith's.
Well, it's funny that you say that, because that was the first thing that popped into my head. I mean, as far as experience goes, definitely not the best, but it's one of the best qualities of food. It's Southern comfort, of course, but
Yeah.
it's great. It's a decent price, but I'd have to say on experience, Bull and Bear.
But
so
Bull
far.
and Bear is not a
Oh.
Disney-owned restaurant. Technically, it's
Oh,
on property.
okay. I mean, if we're getting technical here,
Well, I'll tell
it's
you
at the
that
Waldorf.
video. Y'all, I think y'all have done that twice in the past couple of
We have.
months.
Yes.
and it makes me hungry every time I watch that
Oh my
video.
gosh, it's amazing.
Yeah.
My grandpa
Yeah.
does not watch our videos like ever. He's just not into technology, basically. And my gram made him watch our Bull and Bear video because he's like, he cooks and he's really into food. And he watched our Bull and Bear video and was like, I want to go there. Can we go to Florida?
That's awesome.
yeah.
That is awesome. I do. While we're on food, I have to ask about the butter scale. Where did the butter scale come in? And
Your sister.
are you a butter snob, or is
No.
that
Well, it's funny.
I wish you could see the video. Taylor's shaking her head.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, it's really more of a joke, and it's funny because every so often we'll get comments of like, what's wrong with this guy? Like, who judges a restaurant based on the butter and if it's spreadable? But I think if those people were to go back and kind of watch, it's always just kind of more of a joke. But my sister came up with it at one point. We were at Citrico's.
Yeah, his sister Mackenzie, she was, I don't know how old she was at the time, like 11, 12 maybe. And we went to Citrico's on Christmas Day, and they were down here visiting. And Josh was reviewing the butters. Like, one of our very first dining reviews, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it was.
And Josh is like, oh, you can't spread cold butter. And then his sister, like, looks around like, what in the world? And she's like, you can't spread cold butter. And you can, like, hear her saying it in the background. And then ever since then, it's been a thing.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's funny.
That is awesome. And one thing that I've noticed, too, is there are some vloggers out there, even Disney vloggers, that kind of take it to the edgy extreme. You guys do a very good job of making it very family friendly. Is that something that you set out to do? Is that something that your family kind of wanted you to do? Or is it just because it's Disney?
I don't think we really tried to make it family friendly. I just think that's, like, for the most part, that's how we are. And then plus, like, we knew our family was going to be watching it, and they don't want to watch something that's rated R coming from Walt Disney World. Like, who does? So, I mean,
Right.
It's just kind of like the audience we're portraying towards.
Yeah, and I think we knew that in the beginning. You know, when we were trying to get this started, we really wanted to just make videos that were specifically for helping people come down here and make decisions, you know, whether that was for fast pass asses or restaurants or, you know, when to go to the park or rope drop, you know, like things like that. And I think people are going to maybe want to watch more if you're not just like dropping the F-bomb or, you know, whatever. Like, you know, I think we just knew it was going to be family friendly, I guess, for the most part.
Yeah.
So
But I mean, we are in our mid-20s and we don't have any kids, so
that's, yeah.
I mean, it's maybe people think that's a little odd that we're like that, but I mean,
Well, I mean,
I don't think anything
there
about
are
it.
some people out there, you know,
Well,
adults without
we
children
Oh
shouldn't
yeah,
go.
shouldn't go to Disney.
we weren't going to bring that up, but since you did, you guys are the quintessential people that article was written about.
You know.
I mean, not really, but
No, but for sure.
yeah. What's your view on that? I mean, that's in the news, so it's something that we need to bring up.
I think that was a millennial that wrote that has kids and isn't happy and wishes she was like that lady in front of her that didn't have kids that bought the pretzel.
Yeah, I think it's just, you know, I don't even know what to say about it. It just, I don't even know. I don't know what to say. Walt Disney World is for everybody. That's the way it should be.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so.
You texted that to me earlier, Dave. You know, the plaque says, and the dedication speech to Disneyland was to all who come to this happy place.
Yeah.
Welcome, right? And that's one of the things I remember, and one of the reasons that we always loved Disney World when I was a kid is it wasn't just theme parks. It's not just somewhere where you come and see Mickey Mouse. There've always been an emphasis on the extra activities to do. The golf and the fishing and horseback riding at Fort Wilderness and the sprites on Bay Lake and the Seven Seas Lagoon. That stuff's always been there from the start. And I think when you look at things like the Food and Wine Festival and Flower and Garden and all of that stuff that's angled towards that, it's a good business model. I mean, there's an audience out there that appreciates that kind of stuff. But I'm with you. I mean, it's a completely different experience to go with kids, and it's hot, and they're upset, and it doesn't matter if you bought them the pretzel they wanted, they're still not happy.
Yeah.
And it takes so little to set somebody off that, you know, there's no telling what really happened the 15 minutes before that post was written.
Yeah. I mean, obviously we don't have kids, but Taylor's family comes down, and your youngest sister's 4 years old now?
And so is yours.
Oh, well, yeah. But we've never had to like watch her like we've had to
guess.
watch your sister.
Yeah.
And it's funny though, because I think when people see us walking around with either of them, they just assume that they're our kids. Mm-hmm. And in my mind, I'm always just saying, this is not my child. Because sometimes she's really bad and sometimes she's really great. But I mean, it's like you said, I mean, no matter what you do, you know, if you're pushing that kid through the park from opening to end without a break, whether you get them a pretzel or a soda or buy them something from the store, you know, it might not be something you can control anyways. So
It's true.
Take a break. Go take advantage of the noon lull at Disney World.
Yeah.
It trust me. I bring my 1-year-old and my 5-year-old, and it's bad sometimes.
You gotta go
So-
swimming and take a nap back at
Yes.
the hotel and then
Yes.
go back to the parks like after dinner.
That's
Yep.
the key.
Yep. Josh, I have to ask you one thing too, and sorry if this is going to be kind of man shaming, but so every time we watch a video and Taylor gets a nice drink and you get a cider or a fruity drink. So I need to know, is there a backstory to that, or is it...
There's not really a backstory. I just, for whatever reason, I just can't drink beer.
Well,
yeah, I just don't like the taste of it. I do try every so often.
yeah.
But that's usually only if I'm with people who I know will drink it instead. Because like I'll buy it and it's like, oh, you'll just drink it, and I'll order something else. But yeah, I don't know.
I just think it's funny because sorry, Taylor's laughing over here. I just think it's funny because you're this by the way you post videos, you're a guy's guy. You run, you do all the you're obviously in shape, and then you get up there and it's like, I'll have a cider, please.
Yeah. We were actually we were at an event last night, and I was probably the only guy there that was drinking Angry Orchard. Every other guy there, I'm pretty sure, was getting either Bud Light or
Yingling,
something like that. But
Yeah, Yingling's a Pennsylvania beer.
It is.
it is.
We had it at our wedding.
Oh, how sweet! Oddly enough, I just today was doing some research, and the video that said I should watch was the one where Josh talked about him proposing to you at the hub there. And how you refused to let him do the photo pass?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I just think it's great how Disney has basically defined your married life, and it seems that is YouTube something that you seem that you're going to continue in, or is it just kind of a phase that you want to kind of do until you have kids, or if you have kids, or whatever the next phase in life will be?
I think we'll continue doing it. It's like so crazy how this started out as like something we did for fun, as like a hobby basically, like occasionally when we felt like recording and when we felt like editing, and now it's like, okay, what videos are going to be posted this week? What are the next videos we're filming? When are we going to film them? When are we going to do the next podcast? Like, we have a schedule. Our calendar is full, and like we got a couple days in there where we can fit in some other things, but like that's what keeps us busy now, is like planning what we're gonna do next. So,
and I don't know that I would say that I would ever want YouTube alone to be like a full-time thing.
Yeah.
But there are things that we're working on, kind of behind the scenes, that has, because of YouTube and doing this, has opened the door for that. So hopefully maybe going to try and start like another side hustle that has to do videography. I don't know why I'm beating around the bush about it, but
we've already talked about it.
But yeah, I mean, like that's something that I don't know that I would have ever really thought about until doing this, and I have enjoyed it so much that people often ask us, who else do you watch on YouTube, like within the Disney community, and I honestly say nobody, not because that like I don't care about anybody, but all of my time is spent trying to learn new techniques, trying to learn how to use these microphones properly to do podcasts, all
we
that kind of
struggled
stuff.
at the
Like
beginning.
it's always just me trying to like learn new stuff to better improve what we do already, and then to maybe down the road here start something else that because of what we have started as a hobby becomes like an actual profession. So
I mentioned it earlier, I've got one. I think we're at 10 followers now on my kids' channel. So shameless plug to them. But what would you say for
you gotta say the name of it, man. Hold up.
Okay, so can I finish, please? Goodness, man.
Okay, fine.
Gosh. No, so as someone who looks at it the same way you kind of do, is that I don't want to be, you see some channels out there where it becomes their full-time job and they're sponsored by huge companies, and you just know that that's all they talk about all the time, right? And it changes and morphs from, this is something we do to enjoy our time with each other and that kind of thing, into now, like you're saying, it's a full-time job. What are some tips to get started for somebody who wants to start a channel or has one that's coming up? I mean, how did you guys get the momentum going to where you actually stuck with it? Because I think that's the hardest part. It's the same thing with podcasting, right? I saw a stat the other day that said that there's 1,000 new podcasts that come out a month, but only 18% post a second episode.
Oh wow.
So like, how do you with YouTube and all that just kind of stick with it? What's your setup and how do you approach it?
Well, I think one thing is that you can't just do it because everybody else is doing it, so that's why you want to do it. You have to keep doing it because it's fun for you to do. Like, I don't think we would have ever continued doing it if it wasn't fun. Like, at first, it was kind of, like, challenging because we didn't really know how to edit. We didn't really know what we wanted our videos to be like. But we kind of stuck through, like, those first couple months, and then we, like, figured out, like, oh, this is how we edit the videos. This is how we want them to look. And then it was, like, actually really fun, like, trying to come up with more creative ways to do everything. Now, we are trying to get videos out like a couple times a week, and sometimes it's a little bit of a struggle, but then we're just like, you know what? Don't worry about it. We'll get another video out in a couple of days. Let's not stress about it. And, you know, we just try to keep having fun while
That's
doing
great.
it.
That's cool. Yeah. I think that was summed up very well. And
Good
go
job.
ahead.
Go ahead, Josh. Well, you know, one thing you said is having fun, and you have to love to do it. How do you keep the negativity down? Because the internet is a bad space. There are bad people out there, and no matter what you do, they will go off about it. So how do you keep the negativity down and not let it, you know, seep into your everyday life?
Well, I'll tell you what. This is from Ralph Breaks the Internet. They literally say the number one rule of the internet is to not read the comments. Yep. And I try really hard not to, but we also want to have, like, interaction to, like, help our algorithm and stuff. But, like, there are some days, like, I cannot believe what people say out there. Like, they're literally just trolls sitting at home trying to be mean and drag you down, but, like, nothing. Josh, he's like one of those people, like, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. But me, I'm very emotional, so, like, if there's bad comments, I just try not to even look at it.
Yeah. And I think for somebody who's just getting started too is to remember why you're doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
And, you know, if you do start getting comments like that, oftentimes I just think of it as, like, you know, it's probably somebody who, number one, you know, may be jealous because they can't do the same thing as you, or I don't know, just maybe they're just in, like, a really bad spot in their life where they are sitting in their parents' basement in their underwear. And I don't know, that's the way I like to think of it a lot of times. Because, I mean, Taylor's right. Like, when we get comments like that, because we get them, you know, they come through in live streams, they come through in regular videos that we post
on Facebook.
And, you know, for me, it's just something that just, like, fuels my fire. Like, it just makes me want to continue to produce the content that we want to make. And I think that's something else too. You know, we're at a spot kind of like in our lives and with our channel where, you know, we live down here. You know, we don't have to vacation here. And so there are times where we want to go out and do something else, and we want to make a video because we think some people will still enjoy that and they'll still want to watch that. And sometimes we get comments that are like, you shouldn't be doing this because this isn't why we subscribe to you, or, you know, whatever. And it's, you know, your opinion is your opinion, but at the end of the day, you don't have to watch it.
Yeah.
You know? And I don't know. I always just think is just to remember why you're doing what you're doing. And I think if you're doing it for the wrong reasons and you start getting comments like that, it's going to shut you down right away anyways. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that... I don't even remember what I was going to say because Josh's little spiel was so good.
That was perfect. I mean, I can't think of a better way to put what you, I mean, bad people are going to be bad people.
Yeah.
Do what you do, you, basically.
I mean, that's kind of what led us to this new format too, right? I mean, is we love sports, but we love so many other things that we want to talk about that other stuff. So I'm a tech guy. I'm a gadget and tech guy at heart too. What's your setup? Like, you had a handy cam. back in the day. I put that in air quotes. So what's your setup now from a tech perspective?
Okay, so we had a handy cam, and then we moved on to an A6000, and now we currently have an A7S II, which is a full-frame mirrorless Sony, and we use a crop lens on it, so that would be something that goes with a Sony A6000. And then we use like a Rode microphone on top of that, and that's pretty much what we shoot on. Every so often, I'll take. I don't see. Oh, that's right. Light's laying over there. I'll take our bigger gimbal into the parks, which is a Zion Crane 2. Security doesn't like that, but
occasionally.
Yeah.
But that's usually what we're shooting with.
We just got a new little one.
We just got a new Sony RX100 Mark V. So it's very similar to the Canon G7X, but it's Sony, and I'm very much a brand man. So
you get along with Dave.
I thought
really
I'd
well,
never
then.
hear you say that.
I'm a brand guy myself. I think I used another word other than man last time I said it to Adam.
That's a good way of putting it, though. We can leave it where it is, Dave. Thank you.
Something else.
All right, so I just sent my wife a text with all the stuff you just said, so thank you.
Okay,
that's my Christmas present. Awesome.
There you go.
So, we're taking up a lot of your time, and I know y'all are busy, so we're gonna do a couple more questions and then let y'all run on and spend the rest of your evening. But have y'all reached the point to where you walk around the parks and not videotape, and then people come up to you and say, "Oh, you're Josh and Taylor. How are you doing?" and just try to talk to you, and you're like, "Okay, hi," and then let me be myself, or
I don't think that, I think it's actually the opposite in some ways. Either whether we are shooting video or we aren't, I think some people are so shocked that we stop and actually try to have a conversation with them that they are then speechless, and it becomes an awkward situation because I'm trying to carry on a conversation and they don't know what to say. It's happened several times walking through World Showcase. And I don't know if maybe they were drinking beforehand. It didn't seem like it, but, it's just like, oh, hey, we love your channel and whatever. And I usually, I like to be personable and ask them how they're doing and how long they're staying here for and how their vacation's going. And some people are great, and then other people are just like, and then they leave.
I want to use our friend McKenna as an example. So
she's another
the very
one.
first time we met her in quotation marks there because we were in World Showcase. It was during one of the festivals. I can't remember which one. And it was her. Yeah, Tony, her husband. They came running past, and she's like, "Hi, I love you guys," and then literally kept running, and we're like, what just happened? Who was that? We didn't even get a look at their face. Then she messaged us and was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, you guys recording, I just wanted to say hi," and then they left. Well, then we happened to run into them at Magic Kingdom the next day, and then we kind of hung out and talked to them for a little bit, but I'm like, you could have stopped and talked to us, right? Yeah. And she's like, "Oh, well, we didn't want to interrupt," and I'm like, "But we don't care." So, but now we're really good friends with them, so.
Yeah. And I think the other thing too is if we are in a hurry and we're doing something, I will often say, hey, if you are walking the same way we're walking, you're more than welcome to walk with us and talk. Just because we are, making our way to a specific destination. And sometimes people will talk, and sometimes they're just like, no, we just want to say hey, So
yeah, that's cool. Well, one of the reasons I asked that is, when you record your dining videos, a lot of the times you say we're here with our friends. Is that truly your friend, or is that people that have said, "Hey, I've got an extra dining credit, come dine with us"? One of those invitations type things.
It is like that, but more oftentimes
they become your friends, right?
But yeah, more oftentimes than not, we end up staying in pretty good contact with those people. And end up hanging out with them again whenever they come back down. We won't do. We normally won't go back out to eat with them again, but we'll hang out for a couple of hours in the park or something like that and walk around. And but yeah,
Cool. Yeah, I didn't know because I mean y'all that seems to be an every week thing. You know, hey, we're here with these people. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's really cool, guys. Like I said before, we appreciate it because I know y'all have a very busy schedule, like you talked about. One last question, and this is something we're going to ask every YouTuber we have on the show. If you wanted to do a channel like you guys are doing and keeping up with it every other 2 to 3 episodes a week, how much time do you put into it? Editing, taking the video, and just making it the channel that y'all have.
It's at least another full-time job split between the two of us, I would say. It depends on the video, but for most stuff, like, I don't know if you guys saw the video that we just posted. It was like Fun Day at Walt Disney World or something. Is that what we titled it?
Yep.
Which was probably one of our more cinematic videos. That took me, I think, almost all day to edit alone. So that's doing a rough cut. And then going back and trying to color correct and add transitions in if I need to put transitions in there. Trying to tweak the audio a little bit, but it depends. If we do like a mail vlog, where
Those are quick
because it's just basically one take. We can go in and cut out me spewing words,
and scoffing.
and it goes pretty quick. So. But
Nice.
Yeah, like today
So-
I was home because I was off, and I started my morning by editing. I started trying to edit our podcast, and then I edited 2 videos because they were like kind of quick. They were like travel videos, and then while I was doing all that, I was scheduling posts for Instagram and scheduling posts for our website. So like, we don't just have our YouTube channel; we have all of our other social media outlets that like I basically run myself. So. Yeah, it's very busy.
yeah,
Like basically till Josh got home, I was doing all that stuff, which was at like almost 6 o'clock tonight.
yeah.
Wow.
So I was actually talking to Taylor and not Josh on Twitter.
Yes,
Yeah.
probably.
I always thought it was Josh because Josh said Taylor has to go to.
I think we.
Oh, that
I
was
apologize.
Oh, was that me?
That was
Okay.
you. But the rest was me.
Well, sometimes we also refer to it just in third person.
Yeah, we do that a lot.
I don't know why,
That's cool.
but
So I've seen in a couple. This is the last thing. I've seen in a couple of videos. You guys will start off at the Magic Kingdom with the early morning, hitting up Mine Train. Sometimes a couple times, right? What is your go-to park and your go-to attraction?
you can go first.
Oh God, I don't know.
The hard-hitting questions.
Yeah.
My-
Okay, for me,
Go ahead.
if we go to Magic Kingdom, because I have a different thing like everywhere. If we go to Magic Kingdom, well, first off, you got to check park hours, make sure there's no extra magic hours in the morning, or else it's going to be insane. But at Magic Kingdom, I like to do Mine Train or Space Mountain first. And if it's in the summertime and I'm by myself, I like to do Splash Mountain first, because Josh won't ride that with me because he doesn't want to be a soggy bottom boy. And then Epcot, I like to go to Test Track or Soarin'. And then Animal Kingdom, I just go to the Safari because it's impossible to go to Flight of Passage, and I don't want to stand in line for 30 minutes anyway because I'm a spoiled local. And then Hollywood Studios, Tower of Terror, Rock and Roller Coaster, because I don't think I've rope dropped since Slinky Dog has opened. But I probably would rope drop Slinky Dog at this point.
Nice.
I would say for me, my go-to park would probably be Animal Kingdom, and right behind that would be Magic Kingdom. And usually if I'm going to Magic Kingdom, I won't even go into ride anything. It's really just more like if I just need a night to go into the park, it's just to go in and like literally just sit on Main Street or somewhere near there and just like relax and just take it in and people watch. But my go-to attraction would probably be Space Mountain, I think.
Nice.
Yeah. If Flight of Passage, if it wasn't, 10 years to wait in line. But
Or get a Fast Pass.
yeah,
What's the fast pass for that one? You can never get it, even
It's
at
pretty
even
tough.
at 60 days.
it's still pretty tough.
Yep. All right, guys. Well, let's rope up. Rope up. We just talked about rope drop. Let's wrap up here. Yeah. So tell everybody. You say you're more than just a YouTube. Tell everybody where they can find you and how they can interact with you guys.
All right. So on YouTube, we are the WDW Couple, and then on basically all social media, Instagram and Twitter, Facebook, it's at the WDW Couple. So just search the WDW Couple. Make sure you put the in front of it, or else it's not going to be us. Because we're official. We got the THE in the beginning there.
Okay.
Just like the Penn State and the Ohio State?
Yeah.
Right.
Is that a Big Ten? Is that a Big Ten thing?
It must be.
Maybe.
Must be. That's why it carried over,
Well, guys, we really appreciate it, and we hope to maybe have you guys back on when y'all have reached 1 million subsguys.
That'd be awesome.
I love it.
500,000
We'll be here.
subscribers, or
I might
something
be
like
dead
that,
by
guys.
Jeez.
Guys, we really appreciate it, and thank you guys so much.
Thank you
Thank
guys
you
very much.
guys.
It was a lot of fun.
I'll tell you what, talking to them, I miss Disney pretty much every other day. But talking to them makes me just want to go to Disney.
Right. Well, they're so enthusiastic about it. It's like they said, the term spoiled locals is pretty funny. But, it is easy to get that way. And it's like you were talking about on the last episode with being kind of numb to the space stuff.
Right.
Where you live. It's the same thing down here. And it's just so much fun to talk to somebody who they're not numb to it.
Yeah.
They get jazzed by it. So,
I mean, even people like me, I'm not going to cuss. It might sound like I'm going to cuss, but they call annual pass holders, sometimes they call them pass holes. Mm-hmm. And even people like me who just go 2-3 times a year, we get spoiled.
you have an expectation. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I've told this story, but Ellie, my 5-year-old, we've taken her to the park. Oh gosh, Adam, have you counted how many times she's been down there? I think 7,
At
6 or
least.
7.
Yeah.
Yeah, the last time, the September trip, not the last time, but the September trip we did last year, where we hung out with you guys at the pool.
Yeah.
The day before we left, we didn't do something that she likes to do, and she said, "Daddy, everybody's doing that. Everybody gets to do that." I lost it on her. I said, "Ellie, you have been to this park more than people my age sometimes."
It's true.
So I hate to say, I'm ashamed to say, I told my daughter, "Shut up." So yeah, it is refreshing when you see people like that who could be spoiled locals, but they're not. They take a refreshing look at the theme parks, and it's refreshing.
And an honest assessment without being overly negative, because you get that sometimes too, right?
Yeah.
Where people go out there and they just basically make videos or vlogs or blogs or whatever you want to call it, and they just complain the whole time. So it's good to just see them enjoy it.
I will
Even if
say
they don't like every part of the experience, they enjoy the experience of it overall. So.
The only time I ever have heard one of them complain on their vlog, and I sent this to you about a month ago when Hagrid's opened the first time there at Universal. Josh was talking about, "I don't know if this ride's worth it, blah, 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 it's always down." He said, "Give it a month, all these people will be back at Disney." And that's not a smack at Universal, it's just the truth.
It's just the truth. I like how matter of fact that was.
I mean, what's Universal known for? Halloween Horror Nights?
Yeah, that's one thing.
Yeah, I mean, and right now, even Halloween itself is under some scrutiny. Did you like that segue there, Adam?
That was a premium segue, Dave.
Even on a stream of consciousness.
I'm telling you, I fully expected you to continue on with the Universal thing, and you pivoted and surprised even me.
Pivot? Wait, are we talking about Friends now?
What?
Have you not seen Friends either?
No. Blair has. I get my Friends updates from her.
Wait a second.
Let me text her real quick and ask her what that means.
Just say, "Hey, pivot." Dave said pivot and talked about Friends.
Okay.
Are you kidding me?
No.
So
I was
we learned
studying in college, dude.
We learned on last episode that you haven't seen any of How I Met Your Mother.
No.
And now we learn on this episode that you've never seen a Friends episode.
I've seen a couple. Like, I know We Were on a Break. Like, the ones that everybody knows. I've never seen Lost, How I Met Your Mother. I did binge watch Seinfeld a long time ago and got through that whole series. But I had never watched Seinfeld before, maybe 2 years ago. I'm not a TV guy, man. Sorry.
And you called me spoiled. Or not spoiled, sheltered. I mean, granted, I wasn't allowed to watch He-Man growing up.
See?
But
I was.
anyway, okay, so let's talk about Halloween.
Let's not waste that premium segue.
Right? Go ahead, Adam. What's your take on this Halloween thing? Tell them about it first.
It's so there's a petition. I'm sure most people have seen by now. There's a petition to change when Halloween is celebrated from October the 31st to the last Saturday in October. And there's really only one Saturday in October that should have its own title. But that's not even always that way, or it wasn't in the past. But they want to change it to the last Saturday in October. And it turns out through some of the conversations I've had with other people about this that there are sections of the country or places around the United States where people already did that kind of thing.
Right.
And so there's some people who that wouldn't be a shock. The only change we had when I was a kid was that if it was on Sunday, you didn't trick or treat on Sunday.
Right.
You did it on the Saturday before. So
right, yeah.
The issue that I take with moving it is not moving it and doing trick or treating. The issue that I take with it is that people are using the excuse that it would be easier on teachers and easier on parents, and there wouldn't be kids who had been packed full of sugar and then went to bed late trying to show up to school the next day. Right. And so for me, that sounds like a cop-out. Our parents made it work. Our teachers made it work. And now we're saying, oh, we can't handle this. We can't handle our kids being all hopped up on sugar. So let's just change the whole thing. And I'll just agree to change it. We're a bunch of sissies, man.
Well, let me ask you this. So I've got my daughter sitting here.
You do?
Ellie, say hi to the podcast.
Hi.
Say it louder. They can't hear you.
Hi.
There you go.
So let me ask you something, Ellie. Do you like going trick-or-treating? They can't see you shake your head.
Yes.
So when you go trick-or-treating, do you have to go to school the next day?
Yes.
And do you know that you have to go to bed at a certain hour because you have to be well rested? They can't see you shake your head, honey.
Yes.
Okay, so Adam, they're out of the mouth of a 5-year-old.
That's it.
That she knows that you have to be well rested.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you bring the kids back from trick-or-treating, and it's actually kind of probably easier for me than it might be for most parents, because my kids like giving out candy more than they actually like trick-or-treating. So they'll go time. They'll go around our circle, and then we come home. We usually have a pizza waiting, and they give out candy for the rest of the night. So, but we still tell them, look through your candy. Let's all look through it together, and we're looking through it while they're having fun, right? And they eat a couple of pieces. Okay, now it's time for bed. We'll put this in a bag, and you can start eating it tomorrow. It's called being a parent.
You forgot the best part.
What's that?
The kids get their candy, and then the parents get their share.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, some of them really are sketch, and some of them are air quotes sketch. And that's the handling fee, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Ellie, what happens when what's it called when Daddy takes his part of candy? When
You do tax.
The what?
What? Say it again.
You do tax from me.
Yeah, she gets the daddy tax.
Daddy tax. I love it. You must vote for Bernie, huh?
No.
Anyway.
Hey.
No, but it's the kind of thing for me where be a parent, set some boundaries, enforce those boundaries, and everything would be fine.
Right.
But we don't like to do that anymore. So we just rather let our kids eat whatever they want and stay up as late as they want, and then it takes the responsibility off of us to do something about it.
I mean, granted, I am the one here at 9 o'clock at night Central with my daughter sitting on my lap. Unfortunately, it is. Ellie, isn't it past your bedtime?
Yes.
Why are you here?
I'm going to do the podcast with you.
Okay, well, you've done a little bit of the podcast. Give me a kiss and go to bed, okay?
No, a little bit more.
Okay, a little bit more. See, this is what happens. This is what happens to our generation.
This is a great example. Oh, it's live. It's actually on a show. You're proving my point. This is fantastic.
We don't want to upset the kids.
I love it. And this, it's not a school night, man. It's still
it's
summer. That's
next week is.
But
in fact,
Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
I was just gonna say. What is it? There's no law about Halloween being on the 31st. What does this petition even really do?
Basically,
how will you know? Do you go ask all your neighbors? Because what if half your neighborhood signed the petition and the other half didn't? How do you know?
That's a good point.
And it's going to be mass chaos now. Maybe this will lead to 2 Halloweens.
I mean, we're doing Halloween in September, Adam.
Yeah, that's Halloween Horror Nights. Maybe there will be 2 trick-or-treats. How about that? But it's going to turn into mass chaos. You're not going to know who's handing out candy on which day.
How about this? Can we have adult Halloween and kid Halloween?
Sure.
Like adults can go dress up and get candy. And Ellie, why are you putting makeup on your nose?
She's practicing her makeup for Halloween. Is she moisturizing?
She's moisturizing to get ready for bed. She has watched my wife do her moisturizing routine one too many times. You are
Somebody
crazy.
needs a YouTube channel.
Yeah, she does. So, tangent story.
Yeah.
You know, I think it was the first episode where we talked about your kids giving Ellie a birthday shout out on the Russell Sprouts. I never
said the name, did I?
You never said the name.
Oh my
Luckily,
gosh.
this is the same episode. Hopefully, the WDW couple people are still listening to this episode. So you might... Adam,
we need more than 10 followers. Yeah. So it's the Russell Sprouts. Here's 2 things, 2 caveats. And this is why the name drives me crazy. If you search Brussels sprouts on YouTube, it will say, "Did you mean Brussels sprouts?" Showing results for Brussels sprouts. So then you have to say, "No, I meant Brussels sprouts." Then it turns out there's another channel with like 25 followers. But they don't have a logo. I have a logo. And so we're going to race to see who gets to 100 first, I guess.
There you go.
Know. So it may be a different name in the future, but right now it's Russell Sprouts.
Anybody who is listening from our from the WDW couple interview, please throw Adam a bone. And Adam's kids, Aiden and Emma, are so cute. Ellie, don't you love Emma? You have to say, they can't see you. Shake your head.
Yes.
Don't you just love Emma? Did Emma and Aiden give you a happy birthday shout out on their last video? They can't see you shake your head.
Yes.
Okay. The day after, the reason this was brought up, the day after they gave her the birthday shout out, she got a couple of Polly Pockets for her birthday. I think we showed Emma that as part of the phone. We woke up and she was outside playing on her table, on the dining room table, saying, "Now we're going to open up Polly Pockets on today's episode." And she opens it up and says, "Comment down below what you think about this Polly Pocket."
See, she's ready, man. She's got it.
She is ready.
She's got it.
What would you say if you were on a podcast right now, Ellie? No.
Makeup.
What?
Makeup.
You would do a makeup podcast?
There you go.
Okay. Well, hey, give me a kiss. Yeah, because it's time for you to go.
Oh.
Ellie? No. Adam, you might have to solo for a couple of minutes.
You think so?
Yeah, solo for a couple of minutes. I'm going to turn my mic on mute. Talk to him about some more Halloween thoughts. Tell him about some of our Halloween Horror Nights thoughts real quick.
I will do that, Dave. Thank you
all
for... That wasn't even a premium segue. That was a command.
Yeah, I'll be right back, all right?
That was a hard cut. All right.
Yeah.
So we, me being down here in Orlando, am going to actually get one of the passes that lets me go to Halloween Horror Nights the whole month of September every night. So we're trying to plan, and I think we referenced this in an earlier episode, was we're going to come back to you with a few future episodes, probably some YouTube videos, some stuff on Facebook that doesn't just talk about the stuff that gets announced with the houses, that gets announced with the scare zones, but we're going to talk about the food offerings will be one dedicated thing, and then the entertainment offerings will be one dedicated thing. The merchandise will be one dedicated thing. And so we're going to kind of break up our coverage of Halloween Horror Nights and not just tell you about our experience when we go, but also the other things that you could do that maybe we didn't get a chance to, or things that that represent kind of the broader offering of Halloween Horror Nights. And so we're really excited about that. So we'll post some stuff from when we go together on the 21st and 22nd of September, but then I'm going to try to go 2 or 3 times before that, A, to do this extra content for you guys, but B, to scout it out for my wife so I can give her the skinny on what's probably going to scare her the most. So
because your wife is she's a little scaredy cat when it comes to the horror stuff.
She walks behind me and literally grabs both of my arms.
Wait, hold up. Is she the one that's going to bring attention to us?
No, because they won't be able to see her. She's behind me, like buried into my back.
But remember when we walked through Blumhouse last year, Bloomhouse, however you say it, there were these girls behind us that were screaming and yelling and
Oh
causing.
no, she's not like that. No.
Okay,
No,
causing
she's
the
not like
character
that.
to
Oh
come after
Lord,
us.
kind of person, you know.
Yeah.
She's just she does scream and all that, but usually what she does when something really scares her is she grabs real tight on my arms and kind of dances in place with her feet. So I'm glad you get to see it firsthand this year. It's hilarious.
Oh, this is gonna be
because you're
great.
definitely walking. Well, no, maybe you won't because you're gonna have to go in front of us.
Why? Because I'll be the one that
Because
tells
of
you.
that little voice in my ear that I talked about on the other episode of.
Yeah.
There's something around the corner. Here it comes. Get ready.
I'll still do the same thing. I'll turn back and say, "Hey, here it comes."
That is true. Yeah. There's no
I mean,
escaping it.
You're danged if you do, danged if you don't.
I know. So yeah, you'll have to walk behind us so you can see her little scaredy dance that she does. Yeah. Yeah. It's fun.
One of these years, and we're going to have to get the Unrelated at Birth listenership, because we're not going to call them fans, because that's conceited. The listenership, the group.
We're all in this together, man. We want interaction, and
Yeah.
we do this for them.
So we've got to get the listenership to peer pressure Amanda, my wife, into going to Halloween Horror Nights one year with us all. That's the goal. Unrelated at Birth listenership by 2020, September of 2020. The goal is to get Amanda Faye Moon Adams. She'll kill me because she's dropped Faye from her name now. It's Moon Adams. But Amanda Faye Moon Adams to Orlando in September to do Halloween Horror Nights. So
We have to
That
figure out a
is-
way to make that challenge a reality.
yeah, whether you choose, that is your mission. Whether you choose to accept it or not, that is your mission.
Nice.
So
So,
yeah,
I will say though, I'm excited about Ghostbusters with Halloween Horror Nights, obviously.
oh dude,
But as
like
I was just talking about going and reviewing the food and everything, I hope they keep the donuts they had last year.
well, did I have a donut from last year?
No, Blair and I got them when we went. And the thing that surprised me the most about it is they were just like, the powdered kind of donuts that you get in that pack
Right.
at the gas station. They were about that size, but they were freshly made. And they were still warm.
Ooh.
And so you could mix powdered and cinnamon, and then they put red icing over it to represent Eleven's nosebleed. And it's like a Stranger Things tie-in. But it was warm, frosted, powdered sugar donuts.
Wait. Was the quote unquote blood warm?
No.
Okay.
No, that's
That
just
would've-
gross.
that
That's
would've
just
ruined
really
it for
gross,
me.
man. No, it wasn't warm, but the donuts were. I hope they do that. And I keep hearing on Scare Zone about pizza fries. And I know that's a running
Have
joke.
you never had the pizza fries?
I haven't had the pizza fries.
Dude, we had them last year.
We didn't have them last year.
Are you sure?
We didn't have the. We ate at Finnegan's.
Yeah, but the pizza fries are a snack. They're back there by
They were over by ET.
yeah, we're trick or treat.
We did
the-
not
the
get
queue
pizza
for
fries last
Did
year.
we
Or
not?
if you got some, I don't remember it, and I didn't eat any of them because I
could've
would definitely would
sworn.
remember that. So that's one thing we got to check off the list
Okay.
this year.
Okay. So yeah, we're basically new to the Horror Nights fandom.
Yeah.
I'm friends with Logan. I've been friends with him for about a year and a half now, and Logan Sekulo. If you haven't listened to Scare Zone, Logan's been pretty much an original Horror Nights fan. Like he's been going since I think he said one.
That's
and
amazing.
it really is. And so the fact that I just now got into it is amazing. In fact, I remember we were in the line in the queue for Stranger Things last year, and I texted Logan and said, "Yeah, I get it."
Yeah.
Because it really is that cool.
Well, it's funny. What Logan and Bart talk about a lot with the tone of it changing last year. I think that's honestly what got me the most interested into it. Was the whole thing with Universal was always ride the movies. Now with
Right.
a lot of the IP houses, you're walking through the movies. But
Yeah.
there were always things like, I don't want to walk. I'm sorry. I don't want to walk through an Exorcist house. I don't want to take that home with me, dude. You can't unsee that.
Very true.
And it's just like those types of houses, but the stuff they're doing now, they probably did take a little of the edge off and a little of the, like, I don't want to say controversial, but I just call it the edge. They took a little bit of that off, but I think it makes it more fun that it's not like, I feel kind of weird walking into this.
Okay.
Like I'm going against something that I believe,
You say they've taken the edge off of it?
Yeah.
The rumored house that they're doing is Land of 1,000 Corpses.
Yeah, but that's not like satanic.
Have you watched the movie?
I haven't watched the movie, so evidently I'm wrong.
It's Rob Zombie. Enough said.
Oh, for Pete's sake, yeah, okay.
And what was
So that's going to be my patient zero this year.
Your pact. You said this year we
No,
have to do
no, we're doing every house. I'm not staying out
you
of
said
any
we
of them.
had to do
Yes.
every house.
I'm just telling you that that's going to be the one that I'm, you know.
No matter what Bart and Logan say on Scare Zone, we
So-
have to do every house.
Can I tell a funny story?
Yes, go ahead.
So this year, A, we're doing every house.
Right.
B, we're definitely, whether we did in the past or not, we're definitely having pizza fries.
Okay.
And C, we're not going to hesitate leaving the house like we did last year.
You're right about that. But okay, so twofold.
No,
Twofold.
I look back at how much fun we had, and the fact that you and I sat on the couch and looked at each other like, are we really going to do this?
Twofold. Yes, I had never really done a Halloween scared, haunted house thing, and everything I had seen of years past is that demon Halloween Horror Night. So I was terrified. I really was. But because of Stranger Things and because of Poltergeist, I wanted to give it a shot. But the other thing, and let's be honest, Saturdays in the fall.
I was going to say, yeah.
What is really what my sole purpose not sole purpose in life, but my sole purpose in doing things Saturdays in the fall. Hold up just a second. My daughter is here. Let's see what she has to say. Yes, honey. After the podcast, I'll come cuddle with you. Hey, your shirt's on backwards. All right. I love you, princess. Go to bed. I love you. This is live, folks.
Yep.
Hey,
that's it.
Ellie, shut the door. Shut the door. Okay. Mwah. Go shut the door. I will. Okay. Okay, go to bed. Sorry, folks. Shut the door. Shut the door. All right, there you go. Radio Veritas.
Yep.
And
So,
here
but-
she comes
but-
again.
Oh, nice.
Mwah. Love you. Go to bed. Go to bed. Okay.
But yeah, that.
We're good now. She's gone upstairs.
But that was.
No, wait. Never mind. Never mind. Good night. See you in the morning.
Sweet dreams, see you in the morning.
Sweet dreams. See you in the morning. Go to bed. 3. Go to Ellie.
Love you. Love
Love you too. Go to bed.
you. Night, night.
Night, night.
All right. He said night night. Y'all, you didn't think when you said stream of consciousness podcast, you didn't think you'd hear the stream of their consciousness, did you? Okay.
All right. So, but yeah, I mean, watching Texas A&M and Alabama play in the queue of every haunted house that night until the game was over, that's my favorite. And we mentioned it. Where did we mention it before? On
It was at the
podcast?
Bloom House.
No, it was Bloom House, and then at Trick or Treat, it was a different ball game that was on.
It was.
But we got up to
Clemson.
the entrance, and you literally said, "Can I just wait here a minute and watch if they make this field goal or not?"
Yep. What? It was Syracuse and somebody that wasn't supposed to lose.
I think it
to
was
Syracuse
and Clemson. I think it was.
No, I was at Bryant Denny for Syracuse and Clemson last year.
Oh, yeah, I don't
Is
remember.
it sad that I remember that?
Was it Notre Dame?
I don't know.
I don't remember.
Gosh,
but I
okay,
just remember
hold up.
you asking the attendant, "Can I just stand here for a second and see if they make this field goal?" And he's like, "No."
That's hilarious.
So, yeah.
Syracuse schedule 2018. Yeah, y'all. This is how we do things here.
This is how we do things.
This is.
3.
I
2.
have no idea. It says Connecticut and Syracuse, so it couldn't have been that.
No, it wasn't that. There's no way you would have.
It might have been
that
Notre
pumped about
Dame that year.
It was somebody like that, but I think it'll be interesting this year because this year you've got Georgia,
Notre Dame. Yeah.
and Alabama. At least it's against Southern Miss.
Yeah, Alabama, Southern Miss, but we haven't played Southern Miss in a while.
Oh, dude, it's Southern Miss.
But it's still.
I am
You're right.
fine. I want to see the look on your face. I'm fine not watching a snap of that game. Is that a no?
Really?
Really? I'm fine, dude. I have
gonna
such a different attitude towards college football this year. I don't know
Because
what it
we're-
is.
Because we're Alabama and we're supposed to win everything.
No, it's not that. I'm tired of getting all jacked up about it.
I'm all jacked up on Mountain Dew.
So we'll see how the season goes. But hey, I'm fine not watching the down of it. Let's mention one thing. I'm not going to challenge you to not watch a down of the game. Don't worry.
Okay.
Because I've already issued a challenge to you for your trip down here.
Can I decline that challenge now, knowing
Why?
what's there?
What?
And can we take Disney?
Wait, tell them what the challenge is.
The challenge is Dave not to step foot on Disney property in Orlando. Can we take Disney Springs off of that?
Why do you want to go to Disney Springs?
Because there's such cool shopping there, and the Void.
Where are you going to shop? Uniqlo?
Yeah.
Bugaboo? Or Sugarboo or whatever it is? No?
No. What about the Void?
We already did the Void.
We did Star Wars. I haven't done Wreck-It Ralph. I bring up a good point, don't I?
No.
The NBA store is opening.
Oh, Dave, come on. What are you going to do, buy a jersey?
Have you met me?
Oh, it's NBA, dude. Come on.
I've
You
got a
can't be
Bulls
serious.
jersey.
You're just looking for a reason to go to Disney Springs. You're reaching now because you have no interest in going into NBA City or the NBA experience or whatever it's called.
Right.
You're just reaching now.
But we have said that going to the Character Warehouse is not part of the deal.
No, that's not Disney property.
Right. So I can go to the Character Warehouse.
I'll allow that.
Okay. I mean, you'll have to drive me.
Hey
'cause you'll
guys,
have the
comment
car.
down below. Should Dave be allowed to go to the Character Warehouse?
Okay, Emma. Ooh, can I be part of part of a Russell Sprouts video when I'm there?
Sure.
That's kind of awesome.
Sure. I mean, you just asked our recent guest, or actually this episode guest, to throw me a bone. So I owe you one back. There you go.
There you go. Okay, I can be
on
part of
it.
the Russell Sprouts.
Yeah.
While we're at it, and all the WDW couple fans are on the show listening to us, we've got a YouTube channel. We haven't done much on it yet.
We're gonna try though.
We just loaded it up. So Adam was talking about doing all the food at scare zones and all that. He at Halloween Horror Nights, he's going to go live a lot on YouTube. Adam's actually really good at editing when it comes to YouTube. Don't let him. He's working on it. Don't let him fool you. He's pretty decent at it for somebody that didn't go to college for it. But we're going to have some videos up there on YouTube of him at parks. Probably me doing stuff around Huntsville, probably space stuff because that's what we have it here in Huntsville.
Well, Nashville too. Nashville's got some cool stuff that people.
I
see.
I go up to Nashville quite a lot, actually. Yeah. In fact, anytime we get in the car and we leave within a probably 20-minute vicinity of my house, Ellie looks at me and says, "Are we going to Nashville?" I mean, we go up there a lot.
Yeah.
So, because they've got cool malls, better malls, and so.
Yep.
There you go. Cool. But so what are we? Unrelated at Birth on YouTube?
Yes.
Okay. And we have our Twitter sphere.
Yes.
We are at Not Related Bros.
That's it.
Unrelated Bros.
At Not Related Bros. BROS. At Not Related Bros.
Not Related Bros.
Yes.
I am at DAdams419.
Yep. And I am. Oh, what? No, go ahead.
No,
Please,
no,
you
you
were going to say what you were going to do about something. Go ahead.
And I was just going to say, I tweet a lot about sports. Just when you follow me, know that's probably
Sports tweets are coming.
Yeah, 50% of what I tweet about.
Yeah.
The Braves, Bama. In fact, Dave Adams' Twitter on Bama Saturdays, gold. I'll say that.
Talk about stream of consciousness.
Yeah.
Thoughts about individual plays.
And Adam and I might go live at halftime of some Bama games. So, Adam, what's your Twitter handle?
It's at RunTideRun. I'm not as active on that. I'm gonna always say I'm gonna try to be more active. We'll see how that goes. But that between that and the Unrelated at Birth, a lot of the stuff we do will get posted and out there for you guys to see and peruse and enjoy. So
yeah, and I think we've teased that there's going to be a phone line.
There is going to be a phone line. There is a phone line, Dave.
Have we decided what to call it yet?
I think it's just our podcast line, the Unrelated at Birth line. I'm fine with that because that's our name. I know we talked about birth and people are going to call for advice. We're not doula.
You're doula oblongata.
But no, it is, and I'll tell you right now. So on Sideline Warning, we had the Blitz line. Don't have a fancy name yet. Something might come to us. We're not going to call it the Birth line, that's for sure, right? But
The unrelated line.
One thing that we like to do for the new folks is create a Google Voice number that you can call, and you'll hear our little intro. It'll beep, and you leave a message. You want to go on a rant about them changing the date of Halloween. You just want to share something that you read. You want to ask us a question to discuss on the air. Every call we get gets played as part of the show and is something that we discuss. Everyone that comes across. So pick up the phone and call 650-UAB-SHOW. It even rhymes. 650-UAB-SHOW. And it is not about the UAB Blazers. It's about unrelated.
University of Alabama, Birmingham, for those that don't know.
Exactly. So 650-UAB-SHOW. Seriously, call it. You'll hear our intro. After the beep, leave a message. We'll play it. You can be part of the show. You can help us decide what topics to talk about, or you can go on your own rant. So give it a call.
Yeah, and we'll play it like Adam said. We'll play it on the show. We'll talk about it
Every time.
We will probably rant about what you're ranting about, because there's nothing more that I love than a good old-fashioned rant.
Or just geek out about something too.
Well,
that's like a positive rant.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Although I will say, if you are part of the I Am Geek show and you call our line about your t-shirt shop or what was it they did to us one year?
They did a shameless plug hidden in a message for their own t-shirt and their own merch. It was hilarious.
Oh, I Am Geek. We're going to get you one of these days. All right. Well, guys, I think it's about that time.
Yep.
Oh, Brian Key just texted and said, "Sorry you didn't get Puig." Sorry, did somebody
is this breaking sports news?
This is breaking sports news.
Yeah, but we didn't want Puig anyway.
I kind of did. Hold
No.
up. Let me see.
We got outfielders coming out of our ears.
Puig trade. What happened? Trevor Bauer headed to the Reds, and the Indians get Yasiel Puig.
Interesting.
Okay, then.
Well, there you go. You heard it here first, I think, maybe.
Probably not, because they
Probably
probably
not.
saw it on ESPN, but I said it first.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you didn't hear it first.
There you go.
There you go. But, guys, we were ending the show as soon as I got that. I had the Stream of Consciousness podcast. There you go.
I love it.
Guys, we said every show, every week, I don't know. Doing 3 shows and releasing them at the same time has gotten to me, man.
You want me to close this out?
Go ahead.
All right. We love interaction. So you've got our Twitter handles. You've got the phone line. We've got a Facebook page. We've got a listener group you can be a part of. We love interaction, so interact with us. Thanks for making it through the initial trilogy of episodes. And hopefully at the end of this, you've heard enough where you can click that subscribe button because you want to hear more. So thanks for considering that. And we will be back every week with something fresh and something new. And thanks for being a part of the launch, everybody. With that, Dave, do you want to end with your normal...
I will.
Roll Tide? Give it to him.
I will say this, though. We didn't say Stitcher, TuneIn, Spotify.
Everywhere. We're working on
iTunes.
iHeartRadio.
We're working on iHeartRadio. We're on Google.
But
We're
no
on
matter
all these
what,
places.
no matter what platform you're on, you can hear us on Stitcher. If you're on an iPhone, you can hear us in the podcast app. Those are the two probably most direct routes for no matter what phone, computer, anything. So when these go live, we're going to tweet out. We'll have links in there. You can find it on our Twitter. You can usually find it on Facebook. So it'll be easy to find a place to listen. So
Yep. And guys, before I do my normal sign off, go on and follow the WDW couple. They are great people, and our listeners deserve their support as well, because they're cool people. I liked them before I had them on here, but I like them even more now.
Yep.
All right, normal sign off, guys. We say it every week. We love you. We'll see y'all next week. Roll Tide. #ChopOn. See y'all on the next episode.
Bye, guys.